To Hampton High School, where the Lady Crabbers of Hampton are hosting the Lady Phantoms from Phoebus at Dallas Robbins Field, right behind Hampton High School here on West Queen Street in Hampton on, was it March the 30th?
It was this morning when I got up, and it still is.
March the 30th, 2009. A nice, cool, crisp day here. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe and the rest of the gang here from the local sports channel. As the Lady Crabbers will take the field first and play on defense, and we'll give you the starting lineups as we go, as the Phantoms will come to the plate. To start the bottom of the first inning here, Shannon Davis, the third baseman, will lead it off for the Phantoms here on the bottom or top of the first. First pitch a bit outside. Nice field they got here, Paul.
Yes, it is. I was surprised, and I shouldn't have been, actually. I didn't think it would be in this good condition after the rain we've had today, but it's in fantastic shape, and it's just beautiful. Marvelous.
First year facility here for the Lady Crabbers. Bunt to the third baseman, and she gets her out running down the line, and I tell you, that was a close play.
Yes, it was. People, as you watch this, you're going to have to remember that the base paths are much shorter in softball than they are in baseball, so the plays are going to be quick, and they're going to be close.
Journey Thomas for the Crabbers with the throw out from third base. This will bring up Shayla Jennings, the shortstop.
Shayla Jennings batting from the left side. She's going to get that extra step or two when she puts the ball down. You'll see both the first and third baseman pulled in for her. Now, the third baseman will normally be pulled in almost any batter, but in this case with the left-hander, you also have your first baseman in shallow. The problem here is that the second baseman, if the ball is bunted to first, is going to have to hustle over to first for the play.
0-2 is the count. Ooh, she squares around a bunt and fouls it back. That should be an out.
She was a little undecided about what she should do and finally walks off.
The umpire finally did call her out for squaring around a bunt on a third strike. That's a no-no.
Well, you can do that as long as you don't foul it off.
Yeah, you foul it off, you're out.
Yeah.
It goes down as a K.
There you go.
Next batter is the pitcher, Hannah Swan for Phoebus. Pitch is a bit inside.
Young lady here, Mike, is a freshman. You're going to hear more from me about her later on. She's just having a fantastic season, and she's pitching today as a freshman, and I'll tell you about what she did against Bethel earlier this year.
The lady coming up behind her is her sister. She's the catcher. So you got the battery of sisters here.
Yes, you do. And talking to them both before the game, there's a lot of conversation that goes on between them, and you can imagine. You have older sister behind the plate, younger sister out on the mound, and that amounts for some good talks.
2 down here in the top of the first inning. No score. Just inside. That's 3-0 now. I'm amazed. I mean, they did a lot of work to get this field built since last season. Pitch is high and outside as Hannah Swan receives a base on balls.
Because last year when we did the game for the boys baseball over here on the other field behind us, we looked over here and this was more or less just a dream at the time. And they have really built a wonderful, beautiful stadium right here, or ballpark.
Nice covered dugouts. Foul straight back. Good thing defense is there, because if it wasn't, it would have hit us.
Us?
It would have hit us, because it would have ricocheted off of me onto you. 0-1 is the count. Well, 2 down here in the bottom or the top of the first. Pitch is high, going down to second base with a stolen base without a throw. Hannah Swan advances to second.
Phoebus trying to push the action here, get somebody in scoring position. Now you're looking for Mary to simply slap the ball to the right side.
Popped up to the first baseman and the catch and for the third out. So that's going to retire the side for the Phantoms in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left.
Again, this is LSC, Local Sports Channel, coming to you today from Hampton High School on their new Dallas Robbins girls softball field. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser here on March the 30th. A beautiful, sunny Monday afternoon, March 30, 2009, as we bring you our first softball game of the season, Mike.
We'll be back here again in a couple of days as we didn't get to the umpires' names because holler over there and ask them. They walked on the field just as we were coming on, so we didn't get a chance to get the official. They acknowledge that they're there on the field.
Nice looking crew.
And look at the new helmets that the Lady Crabbers have. They're all nice and fancy.
Look at that field there on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Look how beautiful it was. There's the dugout right there and the new helmets we were just talking about. There they are.
They're kind of fancy looking, aren't they?
Kind of a swirly red along that white there. Real nice. And there's that beautiful field. That is just gorgeous.
They did a good job doing this field as fast as they did. I mean, usually it takes quite a while, but all new fence and backstop. The outfield has covered area to keep people from seeing through the fence during the game. It kind of helps the backstop as far as the batters are concerned too.
Look at the bright red and white dugouts over there. You can see one right there in your camera and one just before we move to that one. There you go.
Don't they really look good?
That is nice.
Good when they're nice and newly painted and
they do.
Brand new. They did a great job constructing this field here.
Kudos to Hampton High School, the administration, and all the people involved in putting this together for the girls. It's just fantastic, and I know they like it.
Now, they don't have to go all the way to, Lindsay Middle School.
Right.
They've been playing over there for years and having to deal with the field over there. Now they have it at their own school here, right there in the backyard.
You got it.
And I didn't realize that the field back here was as wide as it was, all the way over towards the left field fence there. It goes back quite a ways, not to mention the practice football field back behind us.
Which is also used as a soccer practice field.
I believe they're out there practicing soccer right now. They are.
Yeah, I think we've got everything. We just told from the truck there's a baseball game going over on the field to our right. Yeah. Tennis and behind the field here.
Hampton's boys varsity is over there playing Denby currently. And back here we're set to go. Leading off the Crabbers here in the bottom of the first inning.
Melanie Graham, the pitcher for the Hampton Crabbers.
Fouls that one back out of play.
I saw you looking there, so I thought I'd get that out for you.
What's that?
The batter.
I was trying to make sure I had the book on the right side. That was a call strike 0-2.
Is there a wrong side?
Oh, absolutely. If you got it flipped over one to the other side.
I see. I saw you moving it from left to right.
0-2 now is the count. Pitches in the dirt. Good waste pitch.
And
change up just a little bit high.
Sorry there, Mike. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, you can see right on your screen the practice is going on behind us on the football practice field. We have the soccer team out there practicing.
I guess the girls. The line shot down the third baseline out of play. That one was clean out of the park. So we'll wait for the officials to get a couple of new softballs. This young lady's done hit both of them right out of the park. Unfortunately for her, it was the wrong way.
Now, you made a statement I've always been curious about, Mike.
Uh-oh.
You said she hit that one clean out of the park.
Well,
as opposed to what? Dirty out of the park?
I was expecting that one. I was expecting that one.
And here we can watch on the replay how she hits that one clean out of the park. Pushed it right down the line, and it just curved right over the fence. Good replay there for us by our replay expert, Mike Nowinski, in the truck.
Actually, Mike is standing on top of the third base dugout today.
Uh-oh.
He's got the camera over there. A little change up his high. That'll even count 2 and 2. Make that 3 and 2.
Must be the inexperienced Andy Foley on slow-mo today.
Oh, Andy was doing the graphics. There's a pop-up to the third baseman by the Crabber leadoff batter. 1 out now. Sarah Roby will be the batter for the Crabbers, the catcher. 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
And ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. It's my nice friend Gene Wheeler who's doing the slow motion instant replay today. So Gene, good luck in there. You're doing a great job so far.
What was the truck saying? Look at the look at our production crew list.
Well, they're supposed to have somebody read this list for me and then prepare me ahead of time, and then they didn't do that.
That's when we foul ball down the third base line. Yeah, big bucks here. We were supposed to have a production meeting prior to the game, right? Uh-oh. Oh, my. 0-2 is the count now. Sarah Roby is the batter. She is the Crabber catcher.
And she's also one of the 2 pitchers on the team.
1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. No score here at Hampton. Lady Crabbers against the Lady Phantoms. First of 2, I believe, softball games we're going to do this year, providing that the weather is good. Boy, that one just misses.
That was a nice pitch right there. That was a real nice pitch.
2 and 2. Low in the dirt. Now I think I've caught something here. Not a call now. Take a look at the pitcher when she gets there. She's getting the signal from the catcher, and she's not on the rubber. Time she did. Ground ball to the third baseman, scoops it up, throws over to first. Ball gets away from the first baseman and advances into second on the overthrow is Sarah Roby. So she'll go to second on the error.
The Lady Crabbers getting a runner in scoring position here in the bottom half of the first inning with 1 out as Roby sits at second base. You can watch the replay. Smacks this one right down to third base. That ball just took off. She released it too soon. You could see it right in the throw. It was high all the way across, allowing Roby to safely move into second base.
Chantel Speller now is the batter. She reaches out for a bunt to a pitch that was about 5 foot off the bag of the plate, and she wasn't even close to even making contact with that one.
Well,
trying to put the ball on the ground so that she can advance that runner from second.
Right, she was trying to put it to the right side of the field, which she does.
And there's that play where that second baseman's got to cover. And coming in to score is Sarah Roby on the play as the Crabbers strike first here. Speller will advance to second after the error.
So here's the bunt on the replay. The error comes from the pitcher as it sails over the first baseman's head. That is going to allow Speller to go to second, and Sarah Roby will finally come in to score, and that's the first run of the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Scored a run, and so far they have no hits.
2 errors, costly at this point of the game. Here you see the young pitcher for the Phoebus Phantoms on the mound, Hannah Swan. The team around her. Hannah, again, I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, she is a freshman.
Next batter is going to be the first baseman, Victoria Williams, I'm sorry. Ball gets away from the catcher and going all the way to third base on the play on the error is Speller. So now they have a runner in scoring position at third. If they try to force the issue by bunting it and see if the runner will try to come in and score on the throw to first, that would be something I think I would be doing. Pitches up high.
Well, I think what I've discussed this with both coaches. When you get a runner on third like this with less than 2 outs, you're going to try and slap it to the right side of the field here. Bunting, maybe, but they try to slap it to the right side. That's why you see the first baseman back a little bit.
Swing and a miss on a low pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Up there in across the eyes, 3-1, so she'll be looking for a good pitch here to take a swing at. Three and one. Right down the middle of the plate. Contact, that's just like a bunt, and she's going to score. And she beats out the throw, so she'll get a base hit out of that one. Coming in to score, Spiller, for the second run for the Crabbers.
So the cleanup batter for Hampton, Victoria Williams, with the RBI single.
And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Journey Thomas, for the Crabbers. 2-0 Hampton here in the bottom of the first. Bunts the ball down the third baseline, foul.
You see the first baseman on the other side playing back. Now when you got to remember that this is softball, ladies and gentlemen. When I say the first baseman's playing back, she's still going to be in front of the bag. When they're playing in, they're about halfway to home.
Nice play by the catcher that time by Phoebus as the runner Thomas was thrown out at first. Advancing to second on the play, though, is Williams. That brings 2 outs now, and it's going to bring up Erica Brown, the center fielder. One ball, no strikes is the count. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. That one's a bit on the high side, gets away from the catcher, and the runner at second will advance to third. Victoria Williams. 2-0 is the count to Erica Brown.
Play right there, the wild pitch, and then runner advancing to third.
Nice view there by Mike Nowinski. This one gets by her again. This time nobody advances. 3-0 is the count. 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Look at that nice wide camera angle shot that we've got there on the field. You can see that's beautiful. That's a great shot right there.
Yeah, you can actually probably get a good picture of the tennis courts. I believe they have a tennis match going on over there too. So lots of things going on here at Hampton today.
Well, it's a bright sunny day. It's the first good clear day we've had in quite a while, considering the rain that we've had. So I guess everybody's taking advantage of this to catch up.
Gabby Williams, the batter, comes up as Erica Brown advances to first with a walk. Puts runners on first and third. Still 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC coming to you from Hampton High School, March the 30th, 2009. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser bringing you this game from Hampton High School, the New Dallas Robbins Field.
Pitch right down the middle. Swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count.
Erica Brown advancing to second base with a steal on that pitch. Runners now at second and third.
Pitch is high. She lays off of that one. That'll even it up at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike. Probably hear the wind blowing. It's picked up a bit out here.
It's nice, though.
Nice little wind blowing straight in from the outfield. That one's a little high.
And, folks, you can go along with the balls and strikes. If you look at the top of your screen, you'll see the 2 teams and the scores there on the left. In the middle, you'll see 2-1-2. That's balls, strikes, and outs.
And we have to explain that. Oh, line shot to left
nice.
center field. 2 runs will come in, so a 2-out single. And 2 RBIs by Gabby Williams.
A clutch hit for the Lady Crabbers here with 2 outs. Gabby Williams just strokes that ball right over the shortstop's head. Watch it on the replay. Pitch is right in there. She just laces that one right up the middle for a 2 RBI single for young Gabby Williams.
4-0 now. There's a shot down the middle of the plate. Call strike. It's Violet Harris now batting for the Crabbers. Advancing to second with a stolen base, Gabby Williams.
Crabbers jumping out right here in the bottom of the first, Mike.
Ground ball to
solid
second base. And the toss for the out. So the Crabbers are done here in the bottom of the first inning, scoring 4 times on 2 hits and 2 Phoebus errors. So at the end of 1, the Lady Crabbers 4 and the Lady Phantoms 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring you this game today, March 30th, 2009 from Hampton High School, I want to let you know that we have a great production crew out here on the cameras today. Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, and Mike Nowinski. Our graphics and animation is Andy Foley. The slow motion instant replay today, Mr. Gene Wheeler. Gene, you're doing a great job, buddy. And the camera control operator, the always lovely and wonderful Sarah Myers. Our production and audio assistant is Renee Camden. The audio, the chief engineer, Mr. Don Scharouse. The director, the producer, the man himself, the living legend, Mr. Scotty Bowers.
Oh, yeah, don't forget about Braxton.
There he is right there on the screen. Braxton. He's right on top of the car. He gets the good prime shots out there, though.
As we get ready to start the top of the second inning for the Phoebus Phantoms. Nothing Hampton after 1. Productive inning for the Crabbers. Swings at a ball overhead. 0-2. First 2 errors, but a couple of good solid shots. The inning allowed the other 2 runners to come in. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Scoops up, throws, gets her at first base. Nice play by the Crabber third baseman. Elsie.
It's a replay of this, ladies and gentlemen. All right down there. Nice pickup by third and a good throw to make the out.
First baseman dropped the ball. Oh. Kelsey Shea. Is it Shea?
Shea.
Shea.
Kelsey Shea.
Kelsey Shea will advance. Will reach first base.
Now I've been told the name is pronounced Shea. It's C-H-E-E. We've been told that it's pronounced Shea, so we hope we're getting that correct, ladies and gentlemen. If not, we apologize.
Catherine Scott. Ground ball to the. Oh, nice. Oh, save.
Ooh.
On a fielder's choice, Catherine Scott reaches first base. Going to second base is Shea.
Watch this.
Ooh,
that's a really close play there.
Yeah,
really
no
close
doubt in my
play.
mind. I thought she was out. Either way, runners on first and second now, so the Phantoms have a threat going here in the top of the second inning. Down 4-0. As the wind's blowing pretty good. The catcher just throws the ball into left field. There's nobody there. Are these yours?
Yes.
If you can't hear the wind, we certainly can. It is blowing good now. You're looking to cross over to boys baseball field. The flag's out in center field. It's straight out. Pitch is low in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Ground ball to the shortstop. Tags the runner. Running by her for the second out. Advancing to second is Scott. Over at first from the fielder's choice is Tiara Sapp, and that's what's going to bring up Carolina Bean. Swing and a miss. Still runners at first and second for the Phantoms. 2 down here now in the top of the second. Did you lose all your papers?
I think I've lost a few, yes. And
That one almost hit her inside. That'll even up 1-1. Next time Mike Nowinski can get a shot of the flags over at the baseball field, you can see just how this wind is blowing here.
It's
Foul back behind the batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
wrecking havoc with my info sheets.
Oh, you got to make sure you don't get them mixed up, one with one team and the other. Just to let you know that Phoebus is batting right now. Pitch is outside, 2-2. Nice pitcher from center field camera, Nate Braxton. Fly ball down the third base line, foul. Out remains 2-2.
I used to have these.
Let's go, Hampton. Let's go, ladies.
He used to have them in order.
Used to have these in order. I used to have more than a half, too.
Well, I don't know where any other ones flew unless they went outside. There's a pass ball that's going to get by the catcher, and it's going to end up advancing both runners. Over to third now is Scott. Back over to second is Sapp. Got a full count now, 3-2. Carolina Bean is the batter. Ground ball past the pitcher to the shortstop over to first base, and it gets away from the first baseman, and 2 runners are going to score. So Scott and Sapp will come in and score on the error, and Bean will end up at second base. That's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Shannon Davis. Davis grounded out to the third baseman last time. And a low outside pitch, 0-1. Trying to put him in order.
Trying to put them back in order.
Nice fastball to the inside corner. Dancing over to third base is Bean. 0-2 is the count. Timeout is called now as the Phantoms will talk about it over here at third base line. The Phantoms have scored twice here in the top of the second inning to cut the lead down to 2. 4-2, Hampton out in front. 0-2 is the count. Changeup gets by the catcher, coming in to score, and is safe. Carolina Bean, so she scores the third run for the Lady Phantoms. Cuts the Crabber lead to 1 now.
Here's that play, the wild pitch back to the screen, and Bean just comes straight down the line to put the Phantoms within 1 here in the second inning.
That goes as a wild pitch. Two and 2 is the count now. I'll load them up 3-2, and I tell you what, the Crabbers pitcher right now is a little shook up over the fact that they've given up 3 earned runs here. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They had a 0-2 count, and all of a sudden they've scored 3 runs. There's a little looping line drive down the first baseline, and it is fair. So Davis gets on base with the Phantoms' first base hit of the game.
And it's interesting, Mike, that both teams have scored all their runs so far with 2 outs in the inning.
4-3 is a score, 2 down, runner at first base, and this brings up Shayla Jennings. She struck out attempting to bunt, and she pops out to the third baseman bunting this time. So that's going to end the Phantoms' threat here in the top of the third inning. Top of the second inning, I'm sorry. They scored 3 runs, 1, 2, 3 errors. There was 1 left. So after an inning and a half, the Lady Crabber is out in front, 4-3 over the Phantoms.
You're watching LSC on March the 30th, 2009, coming to you from Dallas Robbins Field behind Hampton High School. Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser, bringing you today's softball game, the very first one of the season, as we look at the new Hampton High School Dallas Robbins girls softball field. Just a beautiful field on a nice day, a little windy.
Take a look at the flags over there at the baseball field when you get a chance. You can see that the flags are sticking straight out.
Blowing in.
Blowing straight in from center field. I bet you they have some havoc over there on the baseball field. And there is a picture of the flags around the baseball field.
There you go.
Mike Nowinski gets an outstanding shot of the flags.
Well, Mike, I should have all these pretty close to being back in order here in a minute.
The Lady Crabbers now at the bottom of the second inning. Shanice Blunt, the batter for the Crabbers. This is the number 9 batter in the lineup. Swing and a miss. Her first at bat of the game. Ground ball down the third base line, rolls foul. You haven't got that stuff in order yet.
That wind did havoc with me here.
That one gets away from the pitcher. 2-2 is the count. In the dirt, she swings for the third strike. That's going to bring up the leadoff batter for the Crabbers, Melanie Graham. Popped out to the third baseman in the first inning. Led the game off there in the bottom of the first inning for the Crabbers. There's a line shot between the hole and a base hit. As Graham advances to first with a nice solid single down the left side. Sarah Roby, the batter, the catcher for the Crabbers, she reached and scored the first run for the Crabbers back as she reached with an error in the first inning. Here's a replay of that base hit. Nice solid swing too. Stealing second is Graham. Pitch was in the dirt, 1-0. Comes the ball to the third baseman. It's foul. That's what I call a tweener. Went right between her legs. I need to bend down just a little bit to get that one. You know what I mean? 1-1 is the count. Are you going to talk today, or am I going to do it all?
I just had to get these back in order. I just.
The truck's giving you heck, aren't they?
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right.
2-1 is the count. Sarah Roby is the batter. That one's in the dirt. 3-1.
Sarah Roby, a senior, carrying a 3.32 GPA. She's on the honor roll. She graduates this year, obviously, and plans to attend ODU and major in psychology.
Inside, so Roby will advance to first with a walk.
I was talking with Coach Judy Lucas before the game, and Sarah's been, I said, is she still here? She goes, yeah, and she's been playing since she was an 8th grader, and it seems like she's been here forever. Every time we come out here to do a game, she's in it.
Speller is the batter for the Crabbers. Runners on first and second, 1 out. The umpire was going to call a strike on that one, but it looked like he held it back, called it a ball. Both runners advanced, and now it's second and third. Spiller reached with an error and scored the second Crabbers run back in the first inning. Fouled that one off. Had to leave in the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. If you wanted to see what it was, just look at the scoreboard. 1, 1, and 1.
There it is.
Nice pitch low, and he's swing and a miss.
Batter Chantel Speller, also a senior. She has a 3.51 GPA. Plans to go into the medical field and also attend Old Dominion University. ODU getting some good young students here from Hampton High School.
Fouled that one off. Barely tipped it, but it did it enough just to be able to hang in there.
Caught that pitch off right there nicely. I see a nice isolation of the Phoebus pitcher, the young Hannah Swan, out in the pitching circle as she prepares to face the Crabbers. Like a nice little pitch right there.
A little bit outside. Good call. 2 and 2. 3 and 2 is the count. 3 and 2. Pitch is high. It should be ball 4. And it is, so she reaches with a ball, base on balls. That's 2 in a row now. That loads of bases. It's going to bring up Victoria Williams, the third baseman. She singled back in the first inning to score a run.
Victoria Williams, only a junior. She's hoping to go to college, and then she's going to join the Air Force, hopefully.
Pitch is inside, and the Crabbers have a chance now to bust it wide open with one down here in the bottom, in the bottom of the second. Already leading 4-3. Nice little foul ball there. That'll even count 1 and 1.
Really nice when you see kids that, here she is a junior and she's already feeling like she wants to serve her country and join the Air Force. Yeah, it's pretty nice to know that you've got kids like this that are willing to work for the country. Keep things going for us, hopefully.
Ground ball to shortstop. Play at the plate is late, and the runner is safe. That'll go as a fielder's choice. Graham comes in to score the Crabbers' 5th run. That'll keep the bases loaded up. It's going to bring up Journey Thomas. Grounded out to, actually it was a little bunt that he went from the catcher to the first baseman back in the first inning.
There you see the play, the last play just goes by the catcher.
Tell you what, even if she had caught the ball, I believe she hit the plate first. I think she had it beat,
yeah.
Base is still loaded. That was a call strike. 0-1 is the count. Thomas, the batter. She was the second out back in the first. Pitch is outside.
She was the second in the first?
She was the second out in the first.
Oh, second out in the first.
That's what I said.
Okay. Yes.
He's been out since the middle of the first. That's good. Ooh, nice pitch right down the middle. Takes it for a call strike. Got your papers together now.
I've got my papers together now. I'll be back.
Yeah, hold on to them, all right. Pitch is in the dirt. That'll even it out.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
2-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. Score 5-3. The Crabbers out in front. Bases loaded still. Roby at third. Speller at second. And over at first is Victoria Williams. Pitch is in the dirt again. Gets away from the catcher. Nobody's going to advance on this one. They'll load up to count 3-2, one down here in the bottom of the second.
Count is loaded and the bases are loaded.
Loaded bases and a loaded count. A nice inside pitch for a ball. Gets a walk and an RBI out of it. That was a close pitch to be taken.
I think I'd have swung at that one. I'd have probably missed.
Bases stay loaded as Thomas will advance to first with a base on ball and an RBI. That's going to bring up Erica Brown. High.
Soft touch there. Erica Brown, a senior. 3.45 honor roll GPA. Graduates this year, obviously. Wants to be a pediatric nurse and has VSC, ODU, and HU in mind as her colleges of choice. Pretty smart team out there, I'll tell you that right now. Nice GPAs. I guess that makes them smart enough to know what they got to do on this field when they get a situation like this, right?
We're going to soon find out.
Hit the ball.
Ooh. Did it hit her?
Oh, no, it didn't.
Man, that was close. I had a hard time seeing it because it was right in front of the screen here, so.
That's why I'm on this side. I had an easy time seeing it right there.
All right, cool. 3-1 is the count, so Phantom's in trouble of putting another runner on. That was a call strike. Full count, 1 out. Base is still loaded. Cravers out in front, 6-3, bottom of the second. Ball 4. It's a little bit too high, and Brown will reach with a walk. Coming in to score is Victoria Williams. 7-3 is the score. Going over to third is. Well, actually, it was Speller that scored that time. Williams over to third. Thomas at second, at first. Now it should be Gabby Williams batting for the Cravers.
There you see Coach Deanna Brown of the Phoebus Phantoms talking with her infielders and her pitcher and catcher. Trying to calm these young girls down and get them settled. Hampton really on a little bit of a streak here as they're putting batter after batter on base after that first out. She'll get them back together here.
You got a strikeout to start the inning, and then Graham hits a base hit to go to first. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successive walks, and with 1 out and base is still loaded. Now it's 7-3. So the control of the Phoebus pitcher is a little bit shaky right now. Gabby Williams is the batter.
And it's interesting here, Mike, that Hannah was that it is having control with her pitches. She's done pretty good so far this year. She threw a no-hitter against Bethel with only 1 walk.
Ball gets by the pitcher. Coming in to score for the Cravers, Victoria Williams. The other 2 runners will advance now. To third is Thomas, and to second is Erica Brown. Gabby Williams is at the plate. 1-1 is the count.
That just goes to show you, anybody watching out there, that your fortunes can turn from day to day. You pitch a no-hitter one day, walk 1 batter, and you don't have any balls. None of the balls hit in that game left the infield to the game like today, where it's just doesn't seem to be going her way. I was talking to her before the game. I said, "Are you nervous?" She goes, "No." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Well, just not. I like the pitch. It's a good challenge. I get lots of fun out there." And, yeah, she's having fun out there right now, and I think she just needs to settle down and get back into control, and she'll be all right.
2-2 is the count. The batter is Gabby Williams, second baseman for the Lady Cravers. Runners on second and third. The ground ball back are fouled away. And count remains the same, 2-2 here, and it's getting chilly. We may be putting our jacket on here shortly.
You're getting chilly?
I'm getting chilly.
Oh, man, I must be sick because I'm not even close.
You normally are the one that Says, man, as a matter of fact, that's right. As a matter of fact, you talked about coming up here. You think I'll go get my coat?
Yeah, well, I thought I might need it today, but so far so good. I'm just surprised you need one. You never need a coat.
I've got a short sleeve shirt on, and it's a little bit nippy. It is full count, 3-2, 1 out. A little foul ball here to the home dugout side. Count remains the same. Runners at second and third. That's Brown at second and Thomas at third. 1 out still here in the bottom of the second inning. Long inning now for the Crabbers.
But a productive one.
Ground ball gets by the pitcher. A runner is going to score. She's thrown out at first for the second out, so a fielder's choice and an RBI by Gabby Williams. That's the second out of the inning. Coming in to score on the play was Thomas, run number 9, and now the 9th batter.
It's just a little tapper just past the pitcher. The shortstop coming in to field the play and get the out. Is nice play by the shortstop to get there quickly.
Violet Harris is the batter. It should be 17 on her jersey.
Violet is just a sophomore. She's got a couple of more years to go. Honor roll student, plans on going to college, looking at possibly Virginia Tech, or I'm not sure I read this right, Ace, maybe Winston-Salem.
The Crabbers have batted around here in the second. This is the 9th batter of the inning. 2 down. Pitch is just a bit inside. 2-0 now is the count. There is 2 outs in the inning.
There you go.
Oh. Call a strike and the ball was in the dirt. So, oh well. 2-1. I'll look over here to the Hampton side and see the parents just shaking their head.
Yeah, what can you do?
There's a pitch right down the middle. Line shot to the third baseman for the 3rd out. Nice play over there on the right side of the infield.
You know, that's something that a third baseman is always cognizant of, is the fact that as we see Susan Bowers up on our truck, one of our camera people today, that third baseman, they're prepared for quick, hard shots to the hot corner side. It just amazes me how close they play, and that young lady was in tight, and that ball was just rifled down the third base line. Didn't phase her, just stuck her glove up, made the catch, said, let's go on. Wave to everybody, Susan. We can see you up there. You're looking good today. You're getting a little bit of wind.
Now for the Crabbers in the bottom of the second inning, they had 5 runs on 1 hit.
Is that all they had was 1 hit?
1 hit. Melanie Graham got a hit.
Yep, there it is.
Everybody else had base on balls. So a lot of runs were walked in that inning.
There we go. We got a baseball game over on the other side. I'm not sure whether that's JV or varsity.
Well, that's the varsity. I saw Danny out there. So after 2 complete is here at Hampton. The Lady Crabbers out in front 9-3 over the Phantoms as they get ready to start the top of the 3rd inning. Hannah Swan, the pitcher, will lead it off here for them as she reached first base with a walk in the back in the 1st inning. Stranded. Second pitch in there for a call strike. 0-2 now.
As I mentioned earlier, Hannah's simply a freshman. She's got many more years to go. Already thrown a no-hitter against Bethel.
Looping ball to the shortstop. Throw over to first base in time for the out.
No matter what she does today, ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear more about that young lady.
Her sister now is the catcher, Mary Swan. Flew out to the first baseman, or popped out to the first baseman back in the 1st for the 3rd out. Pitch is in there for a call strike.
Mary, just a junior. She's got another year to go. You ready for this? 4.19 GPA for this young lady. Now that's what we call a student athlete. He's got an academic letter, excellence in environmental science and biology and math, foreign language and PE with a 4.19. She has excellence probably in everything.
Well, there's a line shot to center field.
Ooh.
Oh, nice play.
Longest hit of the game, and Erica Brown, the center fielder, just made that look like a day in the parks. Just comes right in and makes the catch. Watch this replay. Nice smack. Just boom, right there. Caught, no problem.
I don't think that was the replay, guys. That was the one back in the first inning on a foul ball that went out of play.
Ladies, let's go, baby.
The count is 0-1. Counter back to the pitcher. Throw to first, and the out. And the Phantoms are retired here in the top of the third inning. No hits, no runs, no errors. And after 2.5, the Lady Crabbers out in front 9-3 over the Lady Phantoms.
It was a quick inning there, Michael.
Yeah, compared to what happened in the last half of the inning, that was fast.
Yeah. Tell you. On a windy, blustery afternoon, March 30, 2009, Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser coming to you from Dallas Robbins Girls Softball Field behind Hampton High School on Queen Street in Hampton, Virginia, as we bring you the first Peninsula District Girls Softball game this year on our broadcast on LSC, local sports channel. I hope everyone is enjoying LSC. Mike and I certainly appreciate being part of this groundbreaking TV program, sports all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want to see high school sports, you can see it right here. We got some great programs, baseball, football, basketball, everything all the way back for the past 25 years you can watch right here. Well, the question was, does Paul know who Dallas Robbins was? Well, the curious thing is that I had a member of our church back in the day whose name was Dallas Robbins, and he and I played softball together. He reminded me of Jim Neighbors, but I'm sure that's not the same person. So with Scotty's knowledge of Dallas Robbins, I'm sure he'll tell us who it really was.
So the leadoff batter for the Lady Crabbers is Miss Blunt, as she led off the last inning. Grounds out to the third baseman this time to start off the bottom of the third. That'll bring up the leadoff batter for the Crabbers, Melanie Graham, the pitcher. Had a base hit and scored back into second.
Melanie Graham sporting a 3.56 GPA as a junior here at Hampton. Whoa!
As another base hit, this time lines the ball through the gap to left field. Ball gets away, and she's going to advance all the way to second on the air. So Graham now at second base will bring up Sarah Roby, the catcher for the Crabbers. She has scored twice. She reached first in the first inning with an error, and she was walked in the second inning, so she scored twice so far here. Ground ball foul to the left. Phantoms coming in today 2-2 on the year, I believe is what I heard them say.
That's correct.
Popped straight up. It looks like it might hit us. It landed behind us.
In fact, both teams coming in 2-2 today. Michael, Phoebus, not sure who one of their victories was against, but one of them we know was against Bethel. As far as Hampton goes, they beat Denby and Heritage so far this year.
Line shot to the shortstop for the out. Nice play as she held the runner. Roby is out number 2.
Nice play by the shortstop to come in and pick that one up quickly. That was a nice hard shot, too, there on a low pitch.
Spiller is the batter for the Crabbers. Pitches in there. And stealing third base, Graham. is safe. This gets away from the catcher, and coming in to score is Melanie Graham. 10th run for the Crabbers here in the bottom of the third inning.
Waste any time spending it on the base path, did she? She just came right on around, bing, bang, boom.
And well, she's the pitcher, so she gets time to come in and sit and relax now. A line shot to the pitcher, and that is the third out for the Crabbers. 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error that allowed Graham to reach second base on the after the base hit. So after 3 complete, the Lady Crabbers are out in front of the Lady Phantoms, 10-3.
Folks, you're watching this on LSC, the local sports channel. And if you want to watch this game again, of course, you're watching it probably Tuesday, March the 31st at 6 p.m. If you are, you can watch it on Wednesday, April the 1st at 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. If you're watching it that day, Wednesday at 8:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m., and you want to see it again, you can watch it on Saturday, April the 4th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So depending on when you're watching, those are the other times that you can see it. Tuesday, March 31st at 6, Wednesday, April the 1st at 8:30 a.m. and p.m., and Saturday, April the 4th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. As I told you before, this is LSC, Local Sports Channel, and you get to watch sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you can't watch it on TV, or you have friends that can't watch it on TV, folks, make sure you let them know that they can watch it on the internet. All you have to do is go to the Hampton City Schools website, click on the WHCS Channel 46 logo on the right-hand side, and then click on LSC at the next page. Click play, and you'll be watching sports all day.
Now the first batter for the Phantoms is grounds out, and that's Kelsey Shea. First out of the inning. Catherine Scott now the batter for the Phantoms.
Catherine Scott is a junior, 3.0 GPA. She's going to Virginia Tech and becoming an architect.
He also grounds out to the third baseman. That's going to bring up Tiara Sapp now for the Phantoms.
Sapp is a senior. She belongs to the National Society of High School Scholars. She will graduate this year and hopefully will attend the College of Tidewater Community College for 2 years and then transfer to either South Carolina State University or Norfolk State. 2 very good universities.
Two down here in the top of the fourth inning for the Lady Phantoms. There's a line shot again to the shortstop, caught for the third out. So 3 up and 3 down now for the Phantoms as they a trail after 4.5, 10-3 to the Lady Crabbers.
Hey, what, Mike? Melanie Graham has really put it together here in the last 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down. She's had very few pitches, conserving her energy at this point, and Hampton is capitalizing on the fact that they're getting good pitching from her by scoring a lot of runs.
Defense is playing well behind her right now, too.
Playing excellent. Tell you what, this little Hampton team is tough right now, and they're young. I talked to Coach Lucas before the game. They lost some key players last year, but they've got a couple of key returning players, including Melanie Graham and Sarah Roby. With all these new players, they've just begun to gel. Things are coming around. The season's early. And you're talking about a Hampton team that's leading a Phoebus team that beat Bethel. And Bethel is not a slouch anywhere at all. Judy said in order for them to play well, they're going to have to minimize the errors, don't beat themselves. And they've got to hit. They've got to get the bats going. Evidently, they've won 2 games without too much hitting. And she said we need to get those bats swinging. The more you put pressure on the other team, the more you're going to win.
So the Crabbers now will come up. It is the bottom of the fourth, as Spiller will lead it off for the Lady Crabbers.
Joey, you're looking good. You're looking good. Joey Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen, Used to play for the Fox Hill Telecasters about 10 years ago when he was a little younger. Now he's a little older than he was when he was younger than he was old.
You want to try to say that one more time?
And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that Joey Lawrence was the great shortstop for the Fox Hill team.
0-2 is the count now.
Joey, along with people like Jesse and others, I was thinking some others, they still come out and watch softball, whether it's the girls or whether they still go out to Fox Hill and watch out there to play. They like to be around the game. They look at the talent. They see what's coming up. And, of course, sometimes you kind of go back to when you played and kind of reminisce a little bit, I guess.
And leaving it up 2-2.
Yeah. See,
reminisce? Because that's all he can do.
Where's Conkey today?
If he's alive, he's still on the course. After getting out in front 0-2, she ends up walking her. Speller reaches first with a base on ball. That's going to bring up Victoria Williams. She is 1 for 2.
How about Journey Thomas? Journey Thomas is the batter, ladies and gentlemen, number 1. That was Victoria Williams that just got on base.
Come all the way around and score. And you're right, it was Victoria Williams.
Costly error right there as Victoria Williams steals second base, and the errant throw goes into center field, and Victoria Williams with some speed not only takes third base but comes right on around. She didn't even hesitate. Hit third base, and Coach Lucas is sending her on, and she comes in to score, ladies and gentlemen. That was Journey Thomas. Bounces one right back to the pitcher. And Miss Hannah Swan makes the throw over to first base for the first out of the inning.
That's going to bring up Erica Brown.
Real nice play by the first baseman for the Phoebus Phantoms. That was Deanna Charity as she digs that ball right out of the ground.
Erica Brown now the batter, as she is officially walked twice, scored once.
If she has officially walked twice, does that mean she's unofficially walked twice too?
She's officially walked twice and scored once. Stranded at third base back in the second inning.
What if she just walked twice?
Which in case she walked twice.
Okay.
Low in the dirt. 2-1 is the count. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Lady Crabber's out in front 11-3. And believe it or not, they scored 11 runs and they've only got 3 hits in this game.
I've been watching it, so I believe it.
Pitch is high. 3-1 now is the count.
Erica Brown's been on the team 4 years. She played 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and obviously this year she's played center field. She also plays basketball in 10th grade. She's part of the flag line, and her parents are Carol Herbert, looks like, and Eric Brown.
Full wing and a miss, gets away from the catcher. They're going to have to throw her out, and they do. That's out number 2 as Erica Brown strikes out. That's going to bring up Gabby Williams. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth.
Our truck reminded me once again the good play of the first baseman over there, Phoebus, as she took the inside of the bag. Maybe we'll see it on this play here. Here's the strikeout. Now watch how the first baseman comes out. Look at this, comes out and gets the pitch or gets the throw from home to make sure of the out. She seems to know her way around first base fairly well over there.
Wind picking up again.
Yeah, it is. to anchor my papers this time.
Yeah, put your hand down on it, will you?
I got it.
1-1 is the count. 2 down here. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Gets by the pitcher, and she's going to end up getting to first base safely. Yeah, she didn't go too hard after the ball once it got by her. That could have been an easy out for her. So, no, an easy out. Either way, Violet Harris now is the batter. Got her at second base.
That was nice hustle right there to get that play. There's the hit to the shortstop, who runs over and just gets her foot on that bag right before the speedy young Crabber slides in. It was close. It was very, very close, but that was the out. So that ends the 4th inning already.
Yep. We're done with 4 here at Hampton. The Lady Crabbers score a run, no hits, 1 error. Didn't have any, well, actually, it was 2 errors. 7 innings here we play, unless there's a 10-run rule after 5. As we go into the 5th inning of play right now, the Lady Crabbers have an 11-3 lead. Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Lady Phantoms should be the number 9 hitter, Carolina Bean. Be number 19.
Carolina Bean, a junior, hopes to attend either CNU or ODU. This is her first year on the team. She's a second baseman.
Reached first base back in the 2nd inning with an error and scored. 0 for 1. Quickly now is the Crabbers 0-2 on the pitch. Changeup almost had her going. Held back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. Strikes out looking. So now there's 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Shannon Davis comes up to bat for the Phantoms. For 1 officially with a base on balls. No, she got a base hit back in the 2nd, so she's 1 for 2.
Shannon Davis is a senior with a 3.58 GPA. She hopes to attend college, possibly at William & Mary, to further her education.
Also stranded at first base with a pop-up to the catcher and the out. So that's out number 2 for the Phantoms.
That's batter number 8 in a row for Melanie Graham, the pitcher for the Hampton Lady Crabbers.
Shayla Jennings now the batter. Shortstop for Phoebus. Bunts the ball straight back to us.
You should have caught that.
No. There's what I call a fence in front of us.
Is that what you call it?
You want to find out what a fence feels like when you have to go into it?
I've been there and done that. Shayla Jennings, a senior with a 3.88 GPA, hoping to attend George Mason University after she graduates this year from Hampton High School. This is her 3rd year on the team. She's played first, second, short, and the outfield everywhere. She's also been a basketball player.
She's going to graduate from Phoebus this year.
I mean, Phoebus, excuse me. Thank you. Phoebus. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. She'll graduate from Phoebus. Although, I don't know, she looks like she's smart enough here with this GPA to graduate
Throws
from both
around
schools.
to bunt the ball on a 3rd strike, goes down swinging as it's a foul ball and she's out. 3 up and 3 down again for the Lady Crabbers, and I tell you what, they just cruising along now. It's 3 innings in a row.
3 up, 3 down. 9 in a row, as we see or just saw Coach Deanna Brown talking to her players for Phoebus, and there we see Coach Judy Lucas in the gray sweatshirt and the red pants. 3 up, 3 down. 9 in a row as we see or just saw Coach Deanna Brown talking to her players for Phoebus, and there we see Coach Judy Lucas in the gray sweatshirt and the red pants. 3 up, 3 down. 9 in a row as we see Coach Deanna Brown talking to her players for Phoebus, and there we see Coach Judy Lucas in the gray sweatshirt and the red pants. Looks like our assistant coach is making some changes there, so we may see some new batters here, Mike. We'll keep our eyes open for that.
Scheduled to lead it off is Blunt, and she led off back in the third inning, too. So in the bottom of the fifth, she'll lead off.
Looks like we might have number 3. That's what you said.
Blunt.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sean,
it should be Blunt, Graham, and Roby.
All right, that's what it looks like. Maybe it's going to be defensive changes when they go out in the field. Now, is this catcher behind the plate for Phoebus, is she legal as we watch the coach?
I'm not so sure.
Phoebus High School 3, Hampton High School 11. There are no balls, no strikes, no outs. This is the 5th inning. It's the bottom of the 5th. We know that because the yellow stripe is on the bottom of the 5. And this is LSC Local Sports Channel. You're watching us March 30th, 2009, as we bring you the Phoebus Hampton softball game from Dallas Robbins Field behind Hampton High School. Oro, along with Mike Hauser. We've got a great crew. Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Mike Nowinski on our cameras today, and Andy Foley, the graphics and animations man. Slow motion today is run by Gene Wheeler, and the camera control operator, the always lovely Sarah Miles. Production and audio assistant Renee Camden, the chief engineer Don Scharouse, and the director-producer Scotty Bowers.
A little tidbit here. Melanie Graham for the Crabbers is pitching a one-hitter.
Wasn't going to say that.
Why not?
I didn't want to break it up.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Lady Crabbers, Hannah Swan, the pitcher for... Oh, got the wrong one.
Leading off for the Crabbers, Hannah Swan, the pitcher.
Nope. Leading off for the Crabbers is actually Blunt. Melanie Griffin is the pitcher for the Crabbers, obviously. Pitches outside. 2-1 is the count.
Denise Blunt is a junior, been on the honor roll here at Hampton High School, hopes to go to college when she graduates in a year. She's looking at VSU, ODU, VCU, and NSU. She's been on this team, VSU, Virginia State University.
Oh, okay.
I'll learn you these things.
Okay.
Stick around, baby. Ooh.
Stick around, baby. Blunt receives a walk, so she gets on base for the first time today.
Blunt has also played soccer and basketball. She's a very athletic young girl.
Graham is up. She is 2 for 3 in the game, scored twice. Went down to second base on the attempted steal and would have been out, but to drop the ball. So Blunt will advance to second base. Melanie Griffin at the plate, 1-0 is the count.
Melanie Griffin.
I'm sorry, Melanie Graham.
We're good today.
We're good today.
We're good today.
Which is in the dirt. You know, this young lady here has done a great job today. Not only she pitched a one-hitter, she's also been very involved with the hitting. 2 for 3, scored twice.
And just a junior, Mike, National Honor Society member, hopes to attend college and play field hockey. Is looking at Virginia Wesleyan, Radford, and JMU. She's caught. She's pitched. She's played shortstop. As I said, she does play field hockey. She's a member of Keats, the Honor Society, and the Superintendent's Advisory Board. She's president of the Keats, captain of the varsity softball and field hockey team. So we're talking about a young lady that has really put it all together here and having quite a game. Colleen and Douglas Graham, the parents should be very proud of this young lady.
With all that, has she have time to do anything?
I don't know.
So this time she walks.
They got what they wanted done.
They got the run scored, and now they got to force the issue. Is in the rundown is Melanie Griffin, out number 1. But she got the runner in to score. Blunt scores from second as she advanced third and then home on the walk. Sarah Roby is the batter, the catcher for the Crabbers. There's a line shot to left field. Gets by the left fielder. It's at least a double, and let's see if she's going to try to extend it to 3, and she does, as she makes it in safely with a triple. Nice shot by Sarah Roby. Her first hit of the game. She scored twice. Gets to third on the play.
So the young Sarah Roby, the senior Sarah Roby, who is the junior assistant coach of the With Wahoo's swim team in her spare time, hustles all the way around and ends up at third for the Crabbers.
Chantel Spiller is the batter now, and she's 0 for 1. She's got a walk. She's actually scored twice. Reached by an error in the first inning. So with one down now, we have Roby over at third. Held back on that one.
Now Roby, going over her info sheet here, she's got an interest in activity that's right up my alley. Beach. I just go there and sleep.
Outside, nice play by the catcher to keep out from getting by. Sarah Roby down at third base is will attempt to score on anything that gets by the catcher. Guarantee you that.
Batter Chantel Speller, who just walked, by the way, besides having a nice GPA and being a member of the honor roll, is also a cheerleader and a member of the Air Force Junior ROTC, where she's a cadet officer.
Victoria Williams now the batter. She's got a hit at three trips to the plate, has 2 walks. Advancing down to second base, Spiller. So with runners at second and third now with 1 out. 1-0 is the count to Victoria Williams, Crabber first baseman. 1 for 1 officially. Scored 3 times already today. There's a ground ball down the first base line, foul. If they score, let's see, I believe, is it a 10-run roll after 5? 1 run will do it, I guess.
Not sure.
Or maybe a 15-run roll. I'm not real sure. There's a line shot. Oh, nice play. They went to the wrong base, but smart play, unfortunately, for Phoebus. The player they should have tried to double off was the young lady over at second base, who was Spiller, who was almost at third.
Yeah, all they had to do was turn around and touch her, and they had the out right there. But, play happens that quick. It's a snap decision. You go to where you're looking, and she was looking at third base.
The runners are still at the second and third. Now it brings up Journey Thomas. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run, scored back in the second. 12-3 is the score. Swing and a miss. And our TV monitor just went black. Swing and a miss, and puts the tag on her. That's going to end the 5th inning of play. So Thomas goes down swinging with a 3rd out. And the Crabbers only scored 1 run in that inning, guys. Now lead at 12-3.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen.
1 hit. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're watching LSC, local sports channel here, March 30th, 2009, from Dallas Robbins Field behind Hampton High School on Queen Street in Hampton, Virginia, as Mike Hauser and Paul Rowe bring you today's first softball game of the year between the Hampton High Crabbers and the Phoebus Phantoms. We've had a pretty good game here today. Lots of run scoring, lots of good defense, good pitching, some blustery wind, and a decent crowd. Been really pleased at that. We've got a beautiful new field here, and I mean gorgeous. The grass is green. Everything is new. And the dugouts are red and white. The fence is new and it's shiny. And the outfield fence is still unworn with the red piping along the top and the dark netting all along the front. It's just really nice. The stands are clean. They're not used, abused, and marked up. It's really nice. The people that put this field up, Mike, did a fabulous job and deserve the credit for what they've done.
Hannah Swan, the pitcher for the Phantoms, will lead it off here in the top of the 6th inning for Phoebus. See Coach Mike Smith wandering over there by the hot dogs. Looks like he's getting ready to get some dinner.
That's
Swing and a miss. Melanie Graham's pitched a heck of a game here, guys. We are in the 6th inning, and she's retired the last at least 9 batters, right?
That's 9. Last 9 batters. Last 10, I guess. Last batter in the 2nd, and then all 3 in the 3rd, all 3 in the 4th, and all 3 in the 5th.
1 ball, 2 strikes now. Batter Hannah Swan, the pitcher for the Phantoms. Pops this one towards the third base side.
Nice hustle.
And that's number 13 on the play, and I think that's a defensive adjustment for the Crabbers because she's new on the field, and I don't have her name.
Let's see here.
Number 13 for Hampton.
Artricia Wright. Whoa.
Fly ball to left field, and the out. Two down now here in the 6th. That's going to bring up Deanna Charity, first baseman for the Phantoms. Foul ball.
And a Charity, a junior, hoping one day to go to Everest College. Member of the band, the gospel choir, in the yearbook at Phoebus High School. She is, in fact, the gospel choir vice president.
On that one, it up by her eyes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the side. For Phoebus, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 5.5, still 12-3 Hampton.
That adds 3 more to the young pitcher's streak, giving her, what,
13
3, 6, 9, 12, 13.
We're going to have player of the games today.
Guessing we are.
We ought to.
I know one. I know one real easy. Others, let's see.
Now leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Crabbers should be number 2, Erica Brown, and she's in the batter's box, so I assume that's who's coming in. Might have a difficult time trying to pick a player of the game for the Phantoms today, huh?
Well, they've been kind of shut down by the good pitching of Melanie Graham today through no fault of their own. Graham has just been on. Her pitchers have been right where she needs them to be, and she's gotten some good defense behind her today from these Crabber defenders who just played a whale of a game, Mike.
So far, Phoebus has only got 1 hit, and that was back in the 2nd inning by Shannon Davis, Phantom's 3rd baseman.
And the Crabbers have only committed 2 errors, and that, of course, was in the 2nd inning. That one, you take that 1 inning away, and she's got a game going.
Out back here, Erica Brown, the center fielder for the Lady Crabbers. 12-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hampton High School's Dallas Robbins new girls softball field.
Outstanding looking facility here, brand new, first year using it. They did a very good job getting this done in a year, since last summer. After all those years playing over at Lindsay Middle School, there's a ground ball to the shortstop, up and throw for the out. First out for the Cravers.
And please don't take this wrong, but I'm glad they're not playing at Lindsay anymore, and it's because it's nicer to have your field right here at your school. It takes a lot to prepare for the game, and when you've got to pack everything up in cars or trucks or something and move on down the road somewhere, to me that kind of takes a little bit out of it. Coach Lucas is right here. She can get on the field quick, get everything done.
She's safe because she was pulled off of the bag on an excellent play by the shortstop again, but this time Gabby Williams reaches first with an error. That's going to bring up Violet Harris for the Cravers. They were the last school that I can think of that didn't have their own field.
That's correct.
I know for years Denby didn't have one, and they played at a middle school for years, but they now have their own facility in the back of their school. Actually, it's back behind the baseball field, just like this one is.
And that's the way it should be when you get to high school. All your fields should be right there, so I'm really glad they have it here.
As the coaching staff of the Phoebus Phantoms are, I guess, wanting a clarification of the first baseman coming off the bag, and from our viewpoint, clearly she was pulled off the bag. And the umpire behind the plate concurs. So with that first base safely with an error, Gabby Williams. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Violet Harris.
Now, the interesting thing here is, Mike, you and I have both done softball games now for years, and we've also done baseball games. If this had been a baseball game, did you see how nice and polite Coach Brown comes out?
She was smiling. and
can you imagine one of the baseball coaches going?
He would have been out there on the field, wanting answers right then and there.
Yes.
Ground ball to first baseman, scooped up, and the tag out at first base is Harris. Advancing over to second, though, on the play is Gabby Williams. Three unassisted by the first baseman right there for the second out. That's going to bring up Shawnice Blunt of the Cravers. In the batter's box, or in the on-deck circle, is Melanie Graham. Ground ball, third base, foul ball, just foul.
Mike, I want to take just a minute here. We've had a young man sitting next to us throughout this entire game.
Having to listen to us.
Yes, and he's kind of looked over here and kind of looked at us like we're crazy, and we are. But his name is Dante Ashby, and Dante Ashby has been the scorekeeper here today, and he's done a great job. He's the one that makes sure that everybody knows what the count is, and that's what we use so that we can put it onto the truck. So, Dante, you've done a super job today. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, and thank you for putting up with us over here. We hope we don't cramp your style too much. Dante Ashby, the scorekeeper today for the Hampton Cravers, just a really nice young man.
Yeah, he helped us out a little bit with the names of the girls' team, Hampton. And we didn't have the first names. All we had was the first initial, so we had to do a little scrambling to get first names, and he helped out a little bit with that.
What have we got? This, that, the other.
Well, the runner advanced to third base on the pass ball, and the coaching staff is wanting an explanation as to why she's allowed to be at third base. But, the only way it would not be that way is if it was a foul ball. I know what she's doing. She doesn't want Hampton to have a chance to score in that last run. And they score this next run, the game's over with. There's two down, and she's trying to hold on so she can have another at bat for the Phantoms.
Well, I applaud her for that. You always want to keep your team in it the best you can. 2-1
is the count. That pitch is low.
Yeah, the game's not over until the outs are all made, and as long as you have outs to make, you have runs possibility.
Bottom of the sixth here for the Crabbers, 12-3. Pitches inside, ball 4. So Blunt walks again.
Here comes your trouble.
Here comes the leadoff batter, the one who's been outstanding today. She's got a walk, 2 base hits, scored twice, and she's pitched an outstanding game for the Crabbers. With the exception of the 2 errors back in the second inning, this would be an outstanding performance, even though it still is. Really.
Yeah, it is.
3 runs were allowed, all unearned, by the Phantoms back in the second inning. She's pitched a 1-hitter so far today. 1 ball, no strikes is the count. Pop fly to the shortstop. That'll be her first out of the game, and out number 3. So we're going to go to the 7th. No runs for the Crabbers that inning. There were no hits, and there was 2 left on.
There we see Coach Deanna Brown from Phoebus trying to get a little bit better of an explanation from the umpires between innings here.
She doesn't like what the umpire on the bases is telling her either.
No. That's what coaches are for. They got to make sure that everything is done right.
All right, stay tuned. We'll come back after we switch the tapes and be right back here at Hampton. All right, we come back here and leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Lady Phantoms, trailing 12-3 is the Phantoms' second baseman, Kelsey Shea. 0 for 2 in the game so far. 2-0 is the count. As the sun peeps through the trees here now, right in our eyes. Foul ball down the first base line.
Kelsey Shea is a senior, of course, with a 3.44 GPA. She's looking at possibly getting into the Air Force after she graduates. She's a member of the yearbook staff. She's the finance manager of the yearbook staff, enjoys skating and writing.
Well, we still have to come up with a player of the game here for Phoebus. We already pretty much know who the player of the game for Hampton is, without a doubt.
That's a no-brainer there.
Pitches a little bit outside. Full count, 3-2 now to Shea. And ball down first base side. Pitcher underhands it to the first baseman for the first out. 1-3 is the call. 1 out now here in the bottom or the top of the 7th inning. That's going to bring up Catherine Scott, the left fielder for the Phantoms. Want to know is the count.
And I think we've pretty much decided on who the players of the game are going to be. Just a few moments here, we'll let you know who those are.
Is the count.
You have been and are watching LSC Local Sports Channel, brought to you today by everybody who likes sports on TV. You can watch this game Tuesday, March 31st at 6 p.m., Wednesday, April 1st at 8:30 a.m. and p.m., and Saturday, April 4th at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. And, Michael, we just had something happen that hadn't happened in quite a while.
Yeah, Catherine Scott just walked, and that's the first base runner for Phoebus in the last 4 innings. Melanie Graham, up until that batter, pitched a great game. one hitter. Here's a swing and a miss as the batter now is Tierra Sapp, the center fielder for Phoebus.
Tierra Sapp, a member of the Phoebus band and the German club. She's the co-section leader in the band and secretary of the German club. This is her first year on the team as a senior.
Ground ball to the third baseman. Throw to second. All she had to do was tag the base. But she tags the runner for the force out. Out number 2. So Sapp will get on base with a fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up Carolina Bean for the Lady Phantoms. Swings at a ball that's about a foot. Now, this is number 18, so this is a different player.
Yes, it is. Let's see who we've got here.
In the dirt and down to second goes Tierra Sapp.
This is Rodriguez. Rodriguez, and I'm sorry I don't have the first name. Maybe I can grab it here if they've got it. Camille Rodriguez. Camille Rodriguez, a junior. When she graduates, plans to go to the university in Florida or California with a degree in teaching.
Ooh, that one hits her right squarely in the back.
She plays volleyball and is a member of the FCCLA, and Florida State is her college of choice.
Well, now runners at first and second with 2 down. Next batter is the leadoff batter, Shannon Davis, has the lone hit for the Phantoms today. Number 2. Left-hand batter is 1 for 3. Grounded out to the that one straight back. Back in the first inning to lead off the game, she grounded to the third baseman. And then she popped out to the catcher back in the fifth. So she's 1 for 3 officially, the only hit so far for the Phantoms. Here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Lady Crabbers out in front, 12-3. They have this game pretty well in hand. 2 down. On the inside corner for a call strike. That's 0-2. So the Phantoms down to our last strike here in the game. In the dirt, going down to third base with a stolen base. Is safe there. Well, they just took themselves right out of the game. So going down to third base, our second base is thrown out is Camille Rodriguez for the third out in the game. And that's going to end it here at Hampton as the final score, the Lady Crabbers 12 and the Lady Phantoms 3. I'll tell you what, player of the game, what do you say? What else can you say regarding Hampton's player of the game? Melanie Graham, a one-hit performance, and Melanie Graham did an outstanding day. And she allowed 1 hit in the 7 innings against the Lady Phantoms. And as far as hitting is concerned, she had a pretty good game herself. She was 2 for 3 or 2 for 4, and she had a walk, scored a couple times.
She just kind of did it all today,
pretty
Mike.
much did it all. And
yeah, she was on the mound. She was overpowering. And for the Phantoms, we're going to go with Shannon Davis, who got the only hit of the day as the player for that game. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching LSC, the local sports channel, on March 30th, 2009 from Hampton High School. This is Paul Rowe along with
Mr. Mike Hauser and the rest of the crew here for LSC. And so long until next time from Hampton. The final score, Hampton 12 and the Lady Phantoms 3. So long, everyone.